In the body of a person, what we call the body of a person is made up of 5 tubes, one inside the next. The most internal tube is called the marrow of the bones. The one more outside is bones. More external sinews. More external is flesh. More external is skin. So means to say, from the most internal place, there's a vibration that comes out and it expresses through the outside. The same thing, that the neshama of the person is made up of a nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, and yechida, where it's expressed through the same 4 letters of Yud Kei Vav Kei, where there's the tip of the Yud relates to yechida. The tip of the Yud also relates to moach etzem, the marrow of the bones. The Yud is the bones, the Hey is the sinews, the Vav is the flesh, and the last Hey is the skin. Or the tip is the yechida, the Yud itself is the chaya, the Hey is the neshama, and the Vav is ruach, and the last Hey is nefesh. So what happens? There's a process of vibration. It starts on the inside, most internal. It hits the more external, and that hits the more external, and that hits more external until it goes out. If it's something bad, it reveals in a bad way, and if it's something good, it reveals in a good way. Now we see this in Shem Havaya. Yud hitting the Hey, Yud is 20, the Hey is 6, is 120. Hey hitting Vav is 78, multiplying them. And the Vav hitting the Hey is another 78. Altogether it's 276, which is the gematria of Or, skin. So Adam Rishon turned his skin that he had. He got clothing of light. He turned it to Or, to clothing of skin. From Aleph he turned to Ayin. What's the difference between Aleph and Ayin? Which is the difference between Or and Or, the Or that he used to have to the Or that he got. The difference is 69. And that's the gematria of Nida. And that's the gematria also of Yagon, which is sadness. So at the same moment that Adam Rishon ate from Eitz Hadas, the woman had got Nida, which is the internal waste going out, and the man got Yagon, which is sadness, which is that he had to work, or now we know that when a person's happy, medically we know when a person's happy, there's something that the body releases which is called endorphins, which makes him healthier. You could see that 30% of his immune system went down, or went up, and if you see someone sad, then 30% of his immune system goes down. They did a test on a person who was an actor, and he was a good actor. He got into the things to do with acting, and they checked his blood, and they saw that he had a certain amount of white blood cells inside. After he did a whole movie of crying and everything like that, and they checked his blood again, and 30% of his immune system went down, just because he was acting for about an hour or so, crying and being sad, and he's just pretending. He was just acting. It's interesting that the mind doesn't know that he's just acting, or you're just pretending. You're just pretending to be happy. If you just laugh, then it gets into you, and it actually makes you happy. It strengthens your immune system. I know a number of people that got got better from very bad sicknesses just through laughing. They just practiced laughing until they got better. And said a person, when he gets sick, especially with very hard, dangerous sicknesses, very bad sicknesses, he should do things to make him very happy. And if he's not laughing, he should look in the mirror and laugh at himself. and he should laugh and laugh and laugh. And this is the only chance that he has to get better. Because if he's going to be in depression without any hope, it's very hard to get him better. This is the 50th gate of Tuma. It's very hard to get them better, to get them healed. So we're talking about this machine. There's a certain direction to make fun of the body. You have to be spiritual. You have to be attached to Hashem. There's something to. It's not really so true though. To make fun of the body. To make. Hillel Zaken said, "I'm going to do chesed with the nevela, with the body, and with the nevela is the body. He's going to eat." He said, and he wasn't speaking like that in order to speak badly about the body, but the idea is to speak badly about the body in relation to the neshama, since the neshama is more important. It's not the body is not important. If a person hurts his finger, he can't do anything. Could be as if he's in pain, he can't do anything. Like they say, if a person's nefesh is healthy, then the body is healthy. And a healthy body is very important. There's a very important question we have here. The body is very complex. Soon we're going to speak about the complexities of the body. It would seem it's this complex body, when it dies, it seems like a very big waste. I put out a sefer a little while ago for my great-grandfather. He used to live in the city of Shatiba. There's questions and answers on Kabbalah. Someone said that Rav called Rabbi Dachayat sent him. So he asked the question, "Tell me, Rabbi, why did Hashem create worlds and then destroy them?" We know the Gemara teaches us that before Hashem created this world, He created a world and destroyed it. Created a world and destroyed it 7 times. Until He created this world, this fixed world. Because it says, "V'aretz haisa tovavo." The earth used to be tovavo means that it already was. So he's asking, what is this? That Hashem is not such a good architect that He has to build and destroy until He builds something that He likes. The Medrash says that I'm interested in this and I don't want the previous ones. It's amazing. It's wondrous. It seems to diminish from Hashem's ability. And the Torah teaches us that the land was tovavo. Why is it teaching us this? This is very interesting. You're asking me why Hashem created the world? Doesn't Hashem do this every single day? To create worlds and destroy them? Why are you asking me about the past? When a person dies, isn't that a world that's destroyed? And when a person is born, isn't that a world that's created? For sure it is. All this complexity of the body that all of a sudden disappears and is destroyed in the ground and turned into worms, and the only thing that's left is one loose bone. But Hashem is going to make a whole new body just out of the loose bone. This is a waste. A while ago they opened up the human gene, and at first they thought it was going to be 100,000 genes, but it turned out that there were only 40,000 genes. And the amazing thing is that the difference between a man and a mouse is only 300 genes. So what? We're better than the mouse just for 300 genes? That's it? For sure it's not. The main difference is that we have a neshama. But in any case, this choice body, why do I need? Why does it need to die and to rot in the ground? In any case, this is a whole topic, and I wrote a whole sefer for this topic called Gan Raveh, which deals with death and how death is the solution, the great solution for the neshama. And in short words, just to explain, imagine rain is coming down on the ground, and there are worms. Or for example, a time when there's a drought and we see worms and mud. If we could just catch it all with one big bag, put 2 helicopters on each side and catch all this water that comes down, and we see this water is going into the dirt, and the dirt again is drying up. It's just, if you take a pot with holes and you pour some water on the top, the water that comes out on the bottom will be dirty. This water, though, goes down and reaches a place which is called Even Bazel, which is a stone that can't go down anymore. And a river underneath the ground will come out. Will gathers together, and after a while it breaks out. And now you see it's clear mineral water. Where did it come from? All the width of the dirt was a filter for this water. This is all the purpose of being here on this world. That the body should be a filter for the neshama. If the body is a filter for the neshama, then through the help of the body, then we raise it. And later maybe we'll explain why we can't touch the higher parts of the neshama, only the lower parts. But the big purpose, our big purpose, is to fix these levushim. These levushim are nefesh, ruach, and neshama. The levush of the nefesh is action. The levush of the ruach is speech, and the levush, the clothing of the machshava, the neshama is machshava. And these three aspects we have all of our tikkun in action, speech, and thought of this aspect. When we come into this world, it's not a waste, because we need to get to a perfection of the neshama, where we perfect the levushim, where we could get to the neshama from these places that we wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. In any case, when a person dies, what smells worse, a dead person or a dead horse? A person who dies is the most bad smelling thing in the whole world, and the more big of a tzaddik you are, the worse it smells, except for until the person gets to a place such a big tzaddik that he doesn't rot at all. Because when the neshama goes out, there's more klipa. The klipa is more interested in attaching itself to the dead person, because there's more leftover of kedusha inside the body. That's why the bigger tzaddik, the bigger the smell is, the worse it is. A body alone is not worth anything. Only when there's a neshama inside, then the body is recognized. The greatness of the body is recognized, and the body is an amazing machine. Me and you, we both have control over this. A person sneezes at the speed of 96 kilometers an hour. A person winks 80 million times in a year, 84 million times in a year. How many times did it happen that almost goes into a person's eyes? The reflex of the eyes is faster than you could think. If you had to think about, something's coming to my eye, and afterwards you close your eye, it would be really bad for us. It's a very fast muscle. Every minute, 300 million cells die. A baby coming out of a mother after 9 months. 9 months before, he was only one cell, one male cell and one female cell. After he starts multiplying, within 9 months, comes out about 3 kilo on average. 25 trillion cells. You know how fast that growth that is? If I were to grow that fast within 9 months, the next 9 months, I would be 18 times the size of the world by the end of the year. This is the speed of development that we don't even find in nature. It's amazing what's happening then. Is there neshama inside the body? Is there not some neshama inside the body? I once to Tipul Mach, I had a certain problem, a physical problem or a spiritual problem, I don't know. In any case, the person dealt with me, and he brought me back in time, and when I was 3 months in the 3 months in the uterus of my mother. So, and he says there was a certain trauma that you had at that stage. So, okay, I said I called my mother, and she said, yeah, I wanted to do an abortion. You see that after 3 months, the baby is the size of a bamba, and you see how it affects a person when he's 45 years old. You see what happened when yelling and screaming when someone's pregnant is something that's very bad. The baby comes out with fears and with all sorts of bad things. He already feels before he's even born. If you take a flashlight and put on the stomach of a woman, you'll see the baby will move. You can see the light. Put your hands on the stomach of a person. A man could put his hand on the stomach of his wife. The baby sometimes hits him, and he moves his hand and hits him on the other place. You could feel. When my first daughter was born in the hospital, they took me to a certain place, and they asked me to a certain place they do testing. And they asked me to hold the baby, and they want to see if there was a connection between the baby and the father at the moment of the birth, because she should recognize him from the time of pregnancy. You see how complex things are. And the tongue is the strongest muscle in the whole body. A person could talk and talk and talk. His small intestines are about 7 meters. If a person takes the blood vessels and puts them one on top of the next, how far do you think it will take us? It would take us all the way to the moon, which is around 160,000 kilometers, going around the Earth 4 times, one person alone. And same thing with the nerves. Every cell in a person, which every person has about 100 trillion cells, and there are about 23 chromosomes in each cell, and each chromosome has 40,000 genes. The chromosomes are built in the double helix. And if you take that and you straighten it out, and you take all the 100 trillion cells and put them one on top of the next, what length are they? How long will they be? They'll take us to the sun and back, one person. Someone should have built it, one on top of the next. Each cell is something alive. It has ATP and all sorts of different biological aspects. It's very complex. Very complex. It knows how to fight for its existence. A person should reach every 100 trillion one of his cells. If he doesn't get oxygen, he would die.